You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Dixon City Hyundai and Performance Kia.
Welcome inside Mountaineers Stadium. We're in the back mountain of Luzerne County. Tonight, it's a Wyoming Valley Conference clash between the two teams who met in last year's District 2 4A Championship as Crestwood takes on Dallas. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide. Welcome to week number 8 of high school football here on MyTV WQMY. Dylan Fearon will be on the sidelines tonight, and in the booth with me, once again, former Tunkhannock area coach Jan Seachak. And Jan, as we take a look at the District 2 4A standings, we have Valley View first, then we have this Dallas team second, North Pocono on their heels, and Berwick. 4 teams probably going to get in. Then after that, we have 5 teams vying for 4 spots, and that includes Crestwood.
And Crestwood is the best 2 and 5 team you're going to see this year. They've had some tough breaks. They've overcome some adversity, and it's their time to shine is tonight.
Absolutely. They're coming off a big win last week over Abington Heights, 33-0. That's their second win in 3 weeks. They think they have things righted on the offensive side, and that means moving their starting quarterback to tailback, and that's our Toyota Spotlight player, Noah Schultz.
Noah Schultz, the 6'1", 170-pound junior, has doubled his offensive output from last year, and he's matched his touchdowns so far. 681 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns, and he's a great linebacker too.
Dallas, meantime, coming off a win over Pittston area, but you look at the Mountaineers, and they're throwing the ball more than they are running. So I don't know what happened to Rich Manello. He likes what he has at the receiver core, and that includes our other Toyota Spotlight player, Rocco Armando.
Rocco Armando is what Coach Manello would say is a typical Mountaineer football player. He's 5'8", 160 pounds, very gritty. Offensively, he only has 387 yards and 4 touchdowns. Defensively, he plays at outside cornerback position and does a great job shutting down, and he's also on special teams.
I'm not sure if it's September 1st or mid-October. Beautiful weather out here tonight. Let's check in now with Allie Debicki from the Fox 56 News, first at 10.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Allie Debicki here with your Friday Night Rivals forecast. Could see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms out and about this evening, so stay mindful of that for Crestwood versus Dallas. Temperatures, though, check that out, 72 for kickoff as we head through halftime, also staying in the lower 70s. Clouds will be lingering as well as we head through the evening forecast. I am tracking, though, a better chance for rain and a major cool down by the end of the weekend. We'll be talking more about that coming up, but for now, we'll send it back to the field.
Thank you, Allie. The playoffs start tonight for both teams as we head towards the end of the regular season. It's Crestwood and Dallas next.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Dixon City Hyundai and Performance Kia.
Both teams are on the field and ready to go, but before we get to the kickoff, let's head down to Dylan Fearon on the sidelines tonight. And Dylan, a history between these two coaches.
All right, guys, what makes this rivalry even sweeter is both head coaches go way back. Crestwood head coach Ryan Arcangeli played his college ball at Kings from 2004 to 2008. He was the starting center for his junior and senior seasons also, but he played under now Dallas head coach Rich Manello. So both guys go way back. They've even played each other as opposing head coaches 3 times. So both are excited, both are hungry for a win. And we can't forget about Jan being the defensive line coach for Kings back in 2008 with Ryan and Rich. Should be a great game tonight, guys.
So Jan will talk about that. Dallas won the toss. They want to receive. And the kick is underway from Ethan Shudak, and we have a hold up. So Shudak's kick will be obsolete. Armando Pachevsky back to receive at the 5-yard line. And Jan, what was it like with these two guys in 2008?
It was a lot of fun. Anytime with Coach Manello, he treated all his coaches with the utmost respect and gave us a lot of flexibility in terms of coaching our players. Again, we were held to a high standard that Coach Manello has now brought to the Dallas Mountaineer program, and that trickled over to the Crestwood Comets now. Ryan Arcangeli playing underneath of Coach Manello, and I had the pleasure of coaching across him from Ryan playing center as a defensive line coach.
So Ball will be at the 20-yard line. Jackson Wydra, his first year starting. He's having an excellent year, nearing the 1,000-yard mark in 8 touchdowns, Coach.
I mean, he has really formed into a great quarterback here for the Mountaineers. He's coming to his own. They were going back and forth with different quarterbacks, and he's really stepped up. And you can see how well he's really is. 918 yards, 8 touchdowns. And what I was talking to Coach Manello about the INTs, and he said, Jan, they were just bad decisions, and he's making better decisions.
So Dallas offense averaging 26 points per game, 260 yards per game, most of that through the year, 153. Wydra back, little flick out to Balesta, and he's tackled from behind for about a 6-yard gain. So let's take a look at the offense, brought to you by Dixon City Hyundai. So Balesta caught that pass. A.J. Fife will be in there. He's a sophomore fullback. The receivers, very good. We talked about Armando, but how about Pachevsky? Just a sophomore, 17 catches on the year. And up front, you know, they're not too big, but a Coach Manello-type team. They're going to play you tough, and they're going to play you hard.
They average 217 pounds across the board, which is light for an offensive line. And Coach Manello was saying pregame that a lot of it has to do with the weight room, and he felt that they're a year away from being really, really a good team. And you'll see on replay right here, this is just a bread and butter. They're inside G play. They pull the backside guard. They're running the ISO up inside. Brings up a 3rd and very manageable, which is what Coach Manello was hoping for.
So 3rd and short for this Mountaineer team early on. Balesta, left side, has a figure law first down and more. Pickup of about 6 on the play, so move the chains, exactly what Coach wants.
It is, and Coach Arcangeli knows what Coach Manello is going to do, and they've just got to stop it. You'll see right here, they just go with that outside. Great job with the outside ISO, the lead with 34, the fullback in there doing a tremendous job. A.J. Fife, the 5'8", 195-pound sophomore, lead blocking to get that figure law first down for the Mountaineers.
So Crestwood's defense has been scorched at times this year, coming in averaging 20. Of course, 0 points against Abington last year. Wydra, Pachevsky on the inside, kind of a screen pass, a flag, first flag of the game. 9 yards on this, but we'll take a look at the defense, and then we'll take a look at the flag. So the Dixon City Hyundai defense, Bibla, Price, Haddix, and Jardine up there. Jardine with 33 tackles on the year. Kekalechik, how about 48 total tackles and a loss, and Shudak, 4 tackles for a loss in the year and a sack. And then the secondary looks like this. Stoltz in there, he's a senior, 54 tackles on the year and an interception. So the penalty is going to go against Dallas. It will back them up to the 30s. At a legal man downfield?
Illegal man downfield, yes, sir.
So it'll be first down back at the 31.
And again, that's what happens when you run that slip screen. Your offensive lineman will go past the line of scrimmage where they're allowed to, and then they get called. That's a very, common mistake. And again, these are high school kids.
Quarterback flushed. Little soft toss wide open in the middle is Armando. He has a figure law first down and still on his feet, and it looks like the entire Crestwood defense is down to take him. But the Mountaineers are in Comets territory to the 46.
Rocco Armando is our spotlight player of the game, and this is one of the things we talked about, Bob, with the vlog. He gets himself open. More importantly, 5'8". Watch what he does. He eludes tackles, gets those yards after the catch. He just got 7, 8, 9 yards on the yards after the catch there. That's why he's having such a great season.
Josh Hill finally took him down, but not after a 23-yard gain. Dallas on the move. Fake the handoff back out to Pachevsky, and he's up past the 40, about a 7-yard gain.
Bob, you were teasing about Coach Manello really airing the ball out, Air Manello here. Again, everything is short, easy completions, and that gives that quarterback a ton of confidence. And what they're hoping for is to get that isolate one-on-one to break the tackle to get that big play.
Wydra last year had one game in which he started, and that was against Pittston. If not, this is only his 8th start as a quarterback. Quick handoff to Balesta. Nice hole and more. Balesta taken down by Dennis, but inside the Allied Services red zone. It's a figure law first down at the 11.
I love this call. Again, anytime a fullback gets his hand on his ball, watch what they do here. Quick inside trap. And Balesta, 2 hands on the ball security, and watch, he's got the points covered. He bursts down there into the red zone.
26-yard gain for Balesta, who had 149 yards on 22 carries last week against Pittston area. So he's coming off one of his best performances of the year. And Dallas trying to jump on Crestwood early. Good hole for Balesta. He puts his shoulder down, and it's a U.S. Army touchdown for Dallas.
You'll see on the instant replay right here, they just go with that inside ISO again. And what's happening is Comets are playing more of a 4-4 look, what we call a split 6, where the inside linebackers are cheating out, and that's opening up that inside A to A gap to A gap, and then that's where they're exploiting it.
Chopiak in for the PAT. Kick is up, and it is good. So under 3 minutes, Dallas goes 7 plays and 80 yards, and they take the early 7-0 lead. Dallas makes it look easy, going the full length of the field for 80 yards, coach, in just 7 plays, and they have a 7-0 lead as Chopiak has it teed up for this kick.
A little bit less than 4 minutes also taken off of the clock there.
This one off to the left-hand side near Noah Schultz, and Schultz just comes up forward, and he'll get out of bounds just past the 20-yard line. So the quarterback right now is Jay Swank. Just 6 starts on the year, 5 interceptions, but it was really necessary to move him because they needed Schultz at tailback.
They really did, and that kind of gave them a big spark last week. We saw Noah Schultz had over 300 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns, and that's going to give balance to that run game. And I know Coach Arcangeli will end up trying to set up the run to set the pass up. So it's going to be an interesting chess match now. Let's see how the Comets respond.
They'll run Schultz a lot, who's really become a talented tailback. I like the way he just kind of glides. He's not real fast, but he just kind of picks up the yards, yards there.
Patient. He's a very patient runner.
Let's take a look at the offense, brought to you by Dixon City Hyundai. For the Comets, who are averaging 14 points per game. We saw Swank, we know who Shudak is. He'll be the lead back on most of the plays. The receivers, when they do catch the ball, they're pretty good. Brendan Dennis, 3 catches on the year. The Bibla is the big tight end. And up front, they have good size. 2 seniors on the offensive line and 3 juniors. You'll see a lot of running from this team. And hopefully they can get some holes for Schultz, just a couple of yards near the 29. So I guess it brings up the question. They're going to run a lot, but they have to throw to keep them honest.
They do, and they know, the Mountaineers know that they really want to stop that run, to force them to pass because of the inexperience they have with Swank at the quarterback position.
Dallas has given up some points this year. They give up about 19 points per game, 269 yards in total. Most of that is on the ground, 179 per game to the opponents. Last week just gave up 6 points to Pittston area. The week before, 20 to a very good Williamsport team. So again, Schultz collides. It's a figure law first down past the 40. So about a 13-yard gain. And again, he just kind of makes it look easy.
He does. Believe me, there's a lot of effort there. But the offensive line does a nice job with their reach steps. They kind of hook the defensive end in. And that allows Schultz now. You saw how he came on the contact. He spun. Again, he's trying not to take hits, and he's just doing a really nice job for the Comets.
Crestwood's on both sides of the ball. They're the bigger team. They have to take advantage of that.
And Bob, week in and week out, we always say it starts at that line of scrimmage. Who's going to dominate it will be successful.
Big hit. Schultz read that by Jake Delgaudio. We'll talk about him as we show the defense. Brought to you by Dixon City Honda, Balesta, Zablexi, Kleintop, and Farrell. Up front, Balesta 24 tackles on the year, 2 of those for a sack. Jake Delgaudio, welcome back. Broke his tibia and fibula last year. Worked all the way back, and he's leading the team. He has 68 total tackles on the year. The secondary, Paczewski's 24 total tackles and 3 interceptions. So Delgaudio made the play, stop on that, and they're kind of, I don't know what's coming now, Dallas does. Keon Schultz, take him, and he's down for a loss, 3rd and long, facing Crestwood.
Watch, if we get the replay on this, watch the outside linebacker for Dallas come up and blow that play up. He takes the fullback on, blows it up behind the line of scrimmage. Here we go, right here, watch. Right in there, you saw him hit that. Number 28 does a great job for the Mountaineers. That is Mark Karkutsky.
Yep.
Does a great job blowing that play up for a loss.
So this is not what Crestwood wants on offense. They don't want to be forced to throw the ball. Here comes the blitz. They set up a screen. Bibla, nowhere to go. Dallas takes him down for no yards, and Crestwood will be forced to punt on their opening series.
You'll see number 4, Jake Delgaudio, right there, puts a ton of pressure on and inside that tight end screen right there. And look at all the blue jerseys around there, making sure that nothing is gained on that last play.
So Shudak averages 38 yards a kick. He does have a real strong legs. A high snap, pulls it down, and it's a high hanging end over end. Fair catch by Paczewski at the 20-yard line. So
I love the picture of the coach.
Who are the coaches?
Mirrored images, the arms folded.
And everything. We talked about them. Coach Arcangeli, his 3rd season, 7th season for Rich Manell. These two have met 3 times through the last couple of years. Dallas won in 2019 twice. Of course, they had that team that went to the state final.
Great team.
Crestwood had an exceptional team last year in the district final. Coach Manello said they beat us up.
And he felt it. And he still feels that that his kids, they're very young. You see a lot of sophomores and juniors out there playing, and he really stresses this, trust the process in the weight room. That's where games are won and lost.
Weiser from his shotgun goes to the air. No one open. He can run the ball, and he does for about 7.
That was a good job with Crestwood on that, covering all those receivers down, forcing Weiser out of the pocket. The only problem is he just got 6 yards on that. He checks off. You see his eyes are very active, looking downfield. Offensive line doing a nice job giving him protection. And smartly runs out of bounds without taking a hit.
As we've seen a lot of teams, even tonight, a lot of these players will go both ways.
And we're seeing more of a traditional type of offense. We're looking at I-backs. We're not really seeing a lot of one-back crazy formation stuff. But that's how these 2 guys coach their teams.
Balesta just following his line. They power up for a figure law first down. 5 yards for Parker Balesta Jr.
I mean, Bob, you mentioned earlier how light the offensive line is for the Mountaineers, and right now they're controlling. Look at the explosion off the line of scrimmage. They're sealing their men, allowing the running backs to pick their holes and gain that valuable yardage.
Shear and Sobolski on the right-hand side in the center, they average under 200 pounds. That's like something from the 1980s when Mike Munchak played.
Yeah, if you had a big 250-pound kid, that was huge.
To the long, Paczewski was double-teamed. Good coverage by Crestwood, and it goes incomplete.
That's a wake-up call for the Crestwood defensive coordinator saying, you know what, Jackson Weiser can throw the ball long, and he will. You'll see this. There's a little bit of pressure coming from the backside. Number 4 for Crestwood there coming in. That's Nick Miscavige coming off the edge. Again, and he just steps up into the pocket and fires a real nice ball, a little deep, but it really, that's going to get a defensive coordinator's attention.
Little inside handoff to Balesta. Bibla comes over from his defensive end to make the tackle. So 3rd and long coming up now for the Mountaineers.
Number 12, Magnus Bibla, and number 68, Caden Jardine.
Crestwood this year lost to Williamsport, Berwick, Wyoming area, and Tunkhannock. All teams that might be in the playoffs.
As we said in pregame, there are 8 spots available for the Quad A schools, and we know Valley View's at the 1, Dallas is at 2, North Pocono's at 3.
And Berwick at 4.
Berwick is 4, and now you know the other 4 teams, they're fighting it out for the rest of the season to get a better seed.
Both these teams faced Valley View this year and lost. Over the middle to Armando, takes a big hit and holds on right at midfield, a 16-yard gain.
Wow, number 22, Ethan Stoltz, he really laid the wood on that one. But Rocco Armando, our player in the game, shows why he was picked. Nice ball. Look at this, tight spiral, and look at that great tackle. Shoulder in there, head across, and he wrapped them, and that was, ladies and gentlemen, that was a big-time hit.
Balesta inside, give him about 7 more. Nice gap on the left-hand side.
Brought down by number 3, Robert Knight.
I'm watching Logan Price, number 56, defensive tackle. He's playing the 3 technique for Crestwood there.
We have an injured Comet on the turf. We'll take a look at the replay.
Watch what they're doing in there. They're double teaming him, and he's stoning him at the line of scrimmage. But again, the running backs have such great vision that they're able to squirt that up in there. And look at that. They got the nice first down.
Time for our
Or
performance keys to the game, Coach. First for the Mountaineers.
Well, again, we're always going to say Dallas, he has to match the physicality. He knew last year that they got beat up a little bit, and they want to make sure they can try to do that. And he wants to stay ahead of the chains. And what Coach Manello meant by that was, like right now, it's 2nd and 4. He wants to be in those situations as opposed to 2nd and 9 or 3rd and 15 like he was on that one after the penalty.
Didn't get a number yet of the Comet on the field, so let's take a look maybe at their keys to the game as well. Brought to you by Performance Kia.
Well, and Coach Arcangeli, like lots of coaches, they want to create turnovers. And what he wants to do with that is he wants that to be able to get his offense in good field position. They've had trouble extending these long drives, starting at their own 20 and trying to go 80 yards. And then limit explosive plays, as we can see that Dallas has that, and they've done that all season. All right, he's back
Number
up. That's good.
51, Logan Hack was shaken up for the Comets.
Logan Haddix, the 5'10", 215-pound senior, shaken up. He goes off on his own accord. Hopefully he'll be back, gets up.
And 4.
Give a little water break to each team. It's kind of hot and humid even up in the back mountain tonight, as everyone knows. It's been a nice, beautiful October day for fall. I mean,
what do they call that? Indian summer right now.
Yeah, something like that. So, the Crestwood defense really needs to stop here. Dallas has pretty much owned this first quarter. Fake to Balesta. Widener looking, tosses over to Balesta behind him, goes incomplete. 3rd down now upcoming. So a big 3rd down for Crestwood.
You'll see right here, they just go with that fake play action pass, roll them out, try to get them out in the flat, get that extension, and that's on the quarterback. And again, he's a young quarterback, all right? I mean, he's a senior, but he's young in terms of experience. He threw that one a little bit behind. He's got to stop, set his feet, get that ball out there. It's for his receiver to have a chance to catch it.
This is the 15th play of the quarter for Dallas. Crestwood has only had 6 plays of offense, and we're coming up near 2:15 in the first quarter. Dallas up 7-0. They scored on an 80-yard drive to begin the game. Balesta surveying, a little quick out, and it's going to be complete. Figure law, 1st down. Out to Joe Peters.
Nice job there with the combo route. We do a stop and an out. That freezes the linebacker, which allows that outside guy now, the cornerback drop, and then he had to pivot and come back and make that tackle.
Peters with his 21st catch on the year. He has 2 touchdowns as well. He's just a junior. So keep track of this team even into next year. Here comes the blitz. A quick into Armando. He catches it, and he's going to be close to the line to gain. He'll pass it. It is a figure law first down, gain of 11.
This is what Coach Manello really likes about Rocco, the spark that he brings. Again, 5'8", not really huge in stature, but the heart and the talent he possesses. Look at that. Make sure he secures the ball, two hands on there when he's going in for the when they're getting tackled. And again, he's just doing everything right for the Mountaineers.
Inside to Geske for his first carry, and he'll move up towards the line to gain, and they'll move the chains. It's a figure law for first down.
They go with bread and butter play of Coach Mel. He likes to run that power in there, pull the backside guard up through, fullback then cleans up anything else. And again, big hole in there. Another first down for the Mountaineers.
Second straight possession. They're inside the Allied Services red zone. Crestwood needs to take some chances to get this one. A reverse to Armando. He has speed. Schultz to beat. Big hit, balls on the turf. It looks like Crestwood has recovered it at the 4. So Dallas recovers the ball at the 4, and it'll be first and goal for the Mountaineers.
You see Rocco Armando on that one. He's hitting himself. A little trickery right here from the Mountaineers. Nice job. He's getting to the outside, and the key to that was number 3 out there. And you saw the D-back on that side came and stripped the ball. He clubbed it out of his hands. For a nice job there, number 32 for the Crestwood Comets.
Pacheski with the fumble recovery. Sets up first and goal. Balesta powers his way, and he's in. A U.S. Army touchdown for the Mountaineers. They extend their lead. So another long drive for Dallas, and that offensive line is starting to take over.
They really are, for being light, but they're fast, and their technique is so sound. You'll see these guys, they chip block, they're going to combo block, and they look at the next level, the linebacker level, and they're sealing it and allowing the running backs to do their jobs.
Flag down on the PAT. Going to go against Crestwood, offsides, I believe. They'll re-kick, or will coach go for 2?
I'd say normally the Coach Manello from the Kings days would say, let's just go for it. We got the extra point. We got a good kicker. And Pacheski,
that's what it's going to be. Yep.
But again, now he's throwing the ball, so who knows?
Well, they pretty much, like you said, have owned this first quarter. They have outmatched Crestwood up front, and that's why that was a 12-play drive, another 80 yards, and a lot of time off the clock. And again, Crestwood has only run 6 plays in this quarter with 27 seconds left. Chopiak on for the PAT.
And it's really difficult to try to get any offensive rhythm going when you only have 6 plays.
I don't know if it was a fake or just a bad snap. It will go for a no good PAT. So it's 13-0 Mountaineers, 27 seconds left.
That was a fake. That was a fake all the way. Like I said, a little trickery right here from Coach Manello. But Crestwood, give them credit.
Yep.
Did a nice job sealing that up, and then they took care of the receiver, so there was nowhere for him to throw.
Mountaineers scoring drive covered 80 yards again.
So 12 plays, 80 yards. 2 incompletions on that. Good balance on that drive for the Mountaineers. And now it's Crestwood's turn to react to this. They need to get some points on the board.
They've got to respond somehow, some way. And Bob, we know that Noah Schultz can run the ball, and they're going to be really keying that too much and forcing their quarterback to start throwing.
Schultz and Knight back to receive the Chopiak kick. The drum's ready to go. on the kick. And it is to the left. Let's see if he lets it go out of bounds, and he does. And they'll take the ball, I'm sure, at the 35-yard line.
Kick is out of bounds. That'll be a penalty.
Allied Services is holding a job fair October 20th and 23rd on their Scranton campus. We are hiring for all positions and have generous sign-on bonuses. Allied Services is the nation's leading provider of health care, and we want you to be fulfilled in your career.
So from the 35, Crestwood has it. Their 7th play of this first quarter. They do have 1 first down so far in the game, and that's it.
Well, we knew Crestwood was trying to figure out their offensive identity at the beginning of the year with the 2-quarterback system, and they started to figure it out. Actually, when they played Tunkhannock, they came back and almost beat the Tigers at the end of the game.
They had a good second half.
They did, and this team, Coach Arcangeli, I know him personally, and he will make sure these kids are going to fight to the 4th quarter. But right now, they've got to get more than 1 or 2 yards on the first down.
Schultz had 26 carries last week for 302 yards and 4 touchdowns against Abington Heights. So you know he's going to get the ball a lot. He gets there, he picks up about 2 yards at best. But when Dallas is keying on that and able to make the plays in the backfield, you need to run something different or a little,
well, I think
use him as a decoy?
Absolutely. I think they're going to come back with some bootleg, some play action with that to set that up. And again, Jay Swank is 5'9", 160-pound sophomore, and he's gaining the experience. There's a nice throw.
They get it out to Fay, and Fay's going to be short of a first down by about 2 yards. Armando on the tackle.
And we talked earlier about what coaches want to do. They want to have those 3rd and manageables. Nothing more than 3 yards, and this falls right into that category. Nice job. Look, just gets that ball out quick. He's got to learn to step into that throw, but he's going to get better. He's only a sophomore.
1 quarter in the book, and the Mountaineers lead at home 13-0 over the Comets.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. Dallas leads Crestwood 13-0, getting ready to start the 2nd quarter. But before we do, we want to show you the Car Vision Nissan Scholar Athletes of the Week. 1 student from Crestwood and 1 from Dallas. This week, our Scholar Athletes are Nash Green and Austin Finarelli. Let's get going. These guys are great in the classroom and on the field. First, let's start with Nash Green. He's got a 4.3 GPA. He's varsity in golf, cross country, track and field. He's medaled at districts, at conferences. He's also a member of the National Honor Society and does tons of community service. Now over to Dallas's Austin Finarelli. He's got a 99 average in school. Varsity starter on basketball, 3 years captain for the last 2. And he also starts on the golf team, also National Honor Society, just like Nash. And he's also raised money for children in need and has volunteered his time helping the Mountaintop girls basketball team. So guys, Bob and Jan, these guys are great in the classroom and on the field.
Absolutely. Congratulations to our Scholar Athletes who will be in the running now for a $5,000 scholarship brought to you by Car Vision Nissan. So Noah Schultz puts his head down, and he's a pretty tall kid at 6'1", and he needed all of that. He picks up a figure loft first down.
And that was done with second effort, and the offensive line did their job. And these 2 gentlemen, and congratulations to our Scholar Athletes, but these 2 coaches stress this, that you are here for school. You're here for an education. And again, if you take care of the things in the classroom, the things on the field will take care of themselves.
Swank trying to hit over the middle, and he picks up about 4 yards. He gets it back to his fullback, Shudak, for his 5th reception on the year. Small chunks, that's all Crestwood really does. They're not going to throw the ball down the field.
No, they are not. And again, this is a real nice, like I said, little play action. They pull the backside guard, slip the fullback out there into the flat, and like you said, Bob, that's all they're going to do. They're just going to dink it in there and just keep moving the ball, moving the sticks, and more importantly, time of possession.
Hold that ball, keep Dallas's offense off the field. Need to pick up a couple first downs. Schultz with a little gap, he shoots through. He has a figure loft first down, still on his feet, up to the 40. And a gain of 11.
Number 6, Noah Schultz.
What a nice job. Bob, you said he glides in there. He's really smooth with his running. They run the counter tray in there. The backside guard and tackle, that would be Zach Snyder and John Jones, end up pulling from their right spot to the left. And he does a nice job taking his jab step and then cutting him right up in through there for that figure law first down.
Pacheski for Dallas got his legs, but another figure law first down. Just what the doctor ordered for the Comets. A lot of guys in the box. Swank's going to keep it, and he's not going to find much room. Oh, he makes a great move. Nice stutter step. And he'll go up for a positive gain of 3 after I thought he might lose some.
I thought they had him stuffed. They spilled it to the outside. There was outside pressure coming from your right side on the screen. Number 4 for the Jake Delgaudio does a nice job, puts it back inside where his help is, and Swank just eluded it by sidestepping it and picked up a nice 2 yards on that.
Swank has to hold on to the ball. He has 3 fumbles on the year, but none lost. Lucky for him, but he definitely has to hold on to the ball.
That's a good statistic to have, but again, cut down on the turnovers like Coach wants, and they're going to be in better shape.
Back to the eye they go. Trying to set up a screen to Schultz, and a little off target for Swank. He had a blue jersey in his face.
He really did, and the offensive line are going to have to be careful. Aiden Jardine and Josh Snyder, they're starting to fade a little bit down past that line of scrimmage. I know they're running the screen. They let them go, and then when they reestablish themselves, you see 68, really, he could have been called for illegal man downfield if he had caught the ball.
Balesta was right in Swank's face, so he couldn't really get it over him. So 3rd and long for the Comets. You're almost into 2-down territory at this point.
Being down 13-0, I think Coach Arcangeli will go for it.
They'll put Swank into the shotgun with Schultz behind him. Now, Schultz was the quarterback, remember that. He can throw the ball. Quick pass to the far side. That's a tough pass for a sophomore. Hilp, it went off his fingertips, and 4th down coming up.
And that ball being thrown all the way across the field. I mean, they're throwing from the right hash over to their sideline. So they're talking a 30-yard pass going to the left. It's a nice ball. And again, just got to make those catches. He just jumped a little bit too soon for that. Number 10 for Brendan Dennis did a nice job stalk blocking out there, so that could have been a big play for him. And Bob, you called it 2-down territory.
Yeah, the offense stays on the field. Again, remember, Schultz can throw the ball. He was the quarterback. Five-man rush. Swank over the middle. Right into the hands of a blue jersey. That's Peters with the INT. He returns it up to the 50, and Dallas takes over at midfield.
Well, I'm sure I see the quarterback. I see Swank really upset at this play because the receiver was getting collisioned past the 5 yards in here, right in there, and that's where they felt there was a pass interference. And again, wide open, does a nice job, gets the PIC, and the officials are going to let these kids play tonight.
I'm not sure the intended receiver actually turned his head to look for the ball.
He didn't, but yeah, again, the collision zone's the first 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. That was a little deep.
Well, Dallas has excellent field position, trying to add on to the lead. They're going to go right to the air. Wydra airs it out. Pacheski off his fingertips at the 15.
Number 19 did a real nice job trying to blanket that coverage. That's Josh Hill. Again, but look at the ball thrown by Wydra. Nice job. And he had that inside. Hilp had his right arm on the receiver's right arm and didn't allow him to get that second hand in there to make that reception.
No flags down, so 2nd down now upcoming. Coach Manello coming right after a turnover to air it out. Here comes the blitz. Perfect play call right to the fullback trap, and he's up for about 8 yards. And that is Balesta.
Well, this is a mark of the Mountaineers team. They're just going to grind it out on you. And again, the fullback, mix the fullback in there every once in a while to keep you honest. And they ran that right to where the blitzer was.
This is the 39th meeting between these two schools. Dallas has pretty much dominated the series, 28-10. But Crestwood had the best of them last year in the district final. Right now, Dallas is leading 13-0. We're in the second quarter. Close to the line to gain, just about a yard short. That was Armando out of the eye.
And right there, Colby Kleintaub, the junior defensive tackle, does a nice job in there. Right in there. Again, the defensive line are getting a little bit stood up, but they're not getting pushed back, which makes the running back's job a lot tougher.
Lincoln Bibla, the freshman linebacker, came in low as well. He comes in with 24 tackles. So now a chance for the Comets to hold on fourth down. Quarterback draw, and he's pushed back, but second effort by Widger, and he comes out. He's Houdini. Makes a move, and he's in for a U.S. Army Dallas touchdown for a 41-yard score. How did he get out of that?
I don't. I mean, you knew it was quarterback sneak. The fullback and the tailback were up and tight. And again, he just a second effort. Watch this. They stop him. He has his head down. He just kept his legs going. And then he just scored it out of there. I mean, that's a tremendous play. And watch this effort down here by Wadger now. Whoop. Little head, you know, just get that stiff arm in there, and he gets it in there to the end zone.
We have a flag down on the far side at the 13. So while Dallas is celebrating, we're trying to figure out this call. Dallas says it's against Crestwood. Not sure what the call is all the way downfield because they're going to wave the flag off. Touchdown, Dallas. Not sure what they thought they saw.
Maybe,
because there was only two. There's only Schultz and Widger down there.
What I was going to say when I said he did the stiff arm, he kind of came up and hit him in the helmet on the side. So they may have thought, but
maybe a face mask on the offensive player.
Could have been, but
well,
I didn't see the face mask. Here we go. So watch him squeeze out of here. He squirts it out.
Good job.
Look at this. Great job with the camera crew.
Yeah.
Now watch what he does with his hand. Right there, it came off his shoulder pad and hits him in the helmet. So I don't know, but they waved it off. That was a great effort, great play for Widger there.
Chase Chopiak will attempt the point after for the Mountaineers. Jackson Widger, number 5.
So Chopiak is on as Dallas turns the interception into 6. The PAT is up and through. 7:32 remaining in the half. Dallas up now 20-0 over the Comets. Well, Dallas extended their lead, a 4-play, 50-yard drive, and it's that time of the night. Dylan gets now Dr. Todd Smile Cam. Dylan, where are you at?
We are in the Dallas student section. We've had great student sections all year long, but Dallas is up 20-0. These guys are about to go nuts. Let's do it! Let's do it!
That student
a lot of
section
smiles.
yeah.
Dr. Todd Smile Cam. Dylan I thought was going to start like jumping up and down, and he really got into that.
He really did, and he got the whole crowd going. All for Dr. Todd Smile
He scared
Cam.
everybody too. They kept yelling during the kick. Thank you to all of our sponsors tonight, and thank you for Dylan coming to tonight's game. So the ball after the kick placed at the 22-yard line for Crestwood, and I think it's an understatement to say Crestwood needs points. I'm stating the obvious, I know. Little end around, try to get outside.
That was Brendan Dennis that went carrying the ball.
Brendan Dennis, the ball carrier, tripped up by number 24, Joe.
Dennis a couple of positive yards, about 5.
Again, they do that little end around with that, and interesting that Dallas went to more of a 5-man look. They're normally a 4-4 with that cover 3, and they rolled their outside linebacker up right where, again, maybe Coach Manella knows Crestwood's playbook because he's calling up some nice defenses right now.
It trips now to the right. Dennis, I say it's a wildcat look, but he is a quarterback. But playing tailback and off the Wildcat, he's going to be close to a figure law first down. Let's see the placement.
Here we go. They go to that Wildcat. There you go. Noah Schultz. We know he's going to run the ball. Get the ball in the other hand, though. Noah, come on. Keep it away from the defenders.
A 5-yard gain, they'll move the chains. So a little bit of a different look now for Ryan Arcangeli's team, trailing 20-0. So a 2-5 and a tough schedule coming up with Pittston Erie and Wyoming Valley West. We'll have to see. Crestwood in danger of not making the playoffs. But again, a lot of things have to play out, and that's a nice hole and a positive gain as Shudak took that direct snap, and that's about that's 13 yards.
And you saw, again, they're going to be now doing a little bit of wrinkles here and there. They've got the athletes. And again, nice job on the offensive line, stepping down, sealing, open up that hole for Shudak to run in there and get that key figure law first down.
And Pacheski put his head down, took the blow from Shudak. So 3 great plays for positive yardage for Crestwood. Again, they trailed Tunkhannock in their game.
Yes, they did.
And they came roaring back.
And that's where the Comets aren't going to press the panic button yet because, unfortunately, they've been in this situation.
Well, this is working so far. Schultz gets busted out. He's up for a figure law first down inside the 40, gain of 16.
Well, they're finding their rhythm right now, and that's what they need to do, Bob. Again, just a direct snap in there. Wildcat, they're stepping up, making first contact, allowing Schultz to get downfield and gain those valuable yards.
Great block out front by Shudak, the
really
190-pound senior fullback. So they're going to stick with this with Schultz. Now, he was a quarterback. I keep saying that. He can throw the ball. Let's see if they want to sneak that in. This is the Wildcat. They'll give it directly to, this time, Shudak. And he powers up for 6. So getting some nice chunks now.
Yeah, Crestwood's doing a nice job. And what they're doing is they're spreading Dallas's 4-4 defense out so they can't pack the box. With that trips formation they have to respect that. And again, Shudak doing a nice job in there blocking, running the ball that time, and that was Noah Schultz blocking. So again,
Schultz, Shudak, the S's. And they're like the Superman
They are.
twins.
They're going to pull the shirts open soon. Get the snap down.
This time Shudak blocks for Schultz, and hey, guess what? Another figure law first down up to the 24. 7 on that. Hey, he'll take 7 yards on every play.
Every play. Hey, 2 of them get you more than first down, so you're in good shape. And this is what Coach Arcangeli wants to do. Like I said, get the snap down, and what I like seeing is the teammates, they don't care who's running the ball. They're going to block their best for whoever's getting it. That's really nice to see that. Good teamwork on the Comet sideline.
Crestwood's 2 wins came against Western Wayne and Abington Heights. This time Dallas does a nice job reading that. Fife in there at the tackle with Delgadio, and a little pushing and shoving now.
Again, you got Jake Delgadio, the senior, AJ Fife, the sophomore. They do a nice job reading that. Look, he just comes in. He saw the window open from his linebacker spot, Delgadio did. And when you teach linebacker,
we are going to have a personal foul. There is a flag down. So that's going to cost 15 for Crestwood after they got a little bit of the mojo on their side. This time they let the emotions get the better of them, and it's going to cost them. And this is not, when you're a running team like this, tough yardage.
And especially when you're down 20-0 right now, you need every valuable yard. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot.
And it's a dead ball foul, so it's 2nd down.
Yes, and 2nd and 22, or 25, excuse me.
Right to Schultz. He's going to throw it. Trying to look for Bibla downfield. And he's got the catch. A flag comes in. And it might be offensive interference. Everyone's kind of standing around waiting for the call.
There's a flag in the play.
Here it is, Coach. You look and I'll watch the field.
Okay. Well, yeah, they're going to call him for pushing off. I mean, great. It was a great call. Dial it up. They really stung Dallas with that. but they've got to be patient. And inside that, you've got to maintain. That's the hardest thing. When your emotions and you're down, you're trying to spark something, make something happen. And right now, here you go. You'll see
Low
this
angle
again.
from John Gumbel's camera.
Rolling out, he does it, throws that ball, and the push off came right prior to that. Again, he saw the ball and he pushed the defender away. And that's Zach Pacheski back there, a sophomore, 5'9" sophomore. He's got 3 interceptions this year and 24 total tackles.
So they go back in the Crestwood territory. They need a first down all the way back at their Dallas 15. Shudak out to the far side to Hilp, and Hilp taken down quickly on the outside by Kukutsky.
Boy, Mark Kukutsky, what a great job going from his hook to curl zone at the linebacker and just sprinting and shutting that play down for no gain.
Well, Crestwood had it rolling with the Shudak and Schultz combination, but then a personal foul and then an offensive foul has backed them all the way up, and anything kind of momentum they had is gone away because it's 3rd and 38.
No coach has any play for that.
Swank back in, over the middle, caught by Bibla for some nice yardage all the way to the 34. So about a 20-yard gain, but it'll be 4th down and about 20.
Look where Swank places this ball. Watch Bibla's concentration to get this ball in there. Right in there. It landed on his hip, and he pulled it in, maintained possession to gain 18 yards on that.
You're in this no man's land. If you punt it, you're not going to gain much out of it. You can't kick a field goal, so I think coach is going to go for it on 4th and 21.
And now, right now, Dallas is playing a cover 2 look. So the play beater on a cover 2 is basically a post corner.
Swank pumps, rolls, and ridden out of bounds, well short of the first down. And Dallas takes over on downs with 2:02 remaining in this first half. Had a gain of about 3.
Well, again, this is what Dallas wants to do. They want to make them throw the ball. And again, they do a nice job with their coverage back there, taking away the receivers, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket and running.
Kukutsky comes up, the junior, to make the solid tackle, and plenty of time now for the Mountaineers to add on to this 20-0 lead. 3 timeouts remaining for both teams. And with the air attack coming from the Mountaineers, no doubt they're going to try to put more up before they go into the half. Quick out to Balesta. Crestwood did a nice job covering. And Balesta picks up positive yards, though, about 3.
Again, Balesta on this one, they just go with the quick swing pass to him, get the ball, pitch and catch. You know, I'm sure coach will say, hey, don't run to where their help is. Run away from it. You'll see that he spins it back inside. But again, that was good eyes because number 6, Noah Schultz, was on the outside there to force him back in.
90 seconds left in this first half, a half pretty much dominated by the Mountaineers. Weiger grabs that. He is all day, and he airs it out over the shoulder. Trying to hit Peters out there, and it goes incomplete. Clock will stop.
Joe Peters laid out for that ball. And again, Weiger just puts it right in a pretty good spot after a bad snap, but his offensive line gives him time to throw the ball. And right now, you know Joe Peters, he was hitting his chest on the way. He knew that was him. He's got to give a better effort for that.
So if you're Coach Ark Angeli, are you calling timeouts now after this? I mean, you're not really a passing team, but do you feel like you need something going into the half? Oh, wait, they do. They're going to get a flag. So there's a flag back behind the quarterback. You saw the holding call, so that will back Dallas up to the 21, brings up 2nd and long, so that incompletion will go for naught.
So to answer your question, Bob, yeah, yes, Coach Ark Angeli will call a timeout after this play.
Little Screen. Balesta has some open room and blockers.
And
Cuts to the middle. He has a figure law first down, but this one's coming back with a flag at the 26, and Coach Manello can't believe it.
it was, if you watched, it was a block in the back, and that's why it's coming back. The official was right there.
Let's see, we can see it, Coach.
Right in here, you'll see, yep, number 3. He skimmed him, but anytime that you get him and he turns, that was Dan Sobolski. Okay, 5'7", 175-pound sophomore, folks. Again, they're gaining all this experience. Here's Jay Rowan with the call.
Block in the back, Mountaineers.
So second down now. Similar to what happened in Crestwood's last possession, it's second and a long way. They have to get up to their 40-yard line, and the ball's inside the 20 at the 19.
Well, I like what Coach Manello dialed up on that little speed screen right there. Get that out there. Let's get one-on-one and maybe elude a tackle.
See if they come back to that later in the game, because Balesta had a ton of running room. Wider's still going to air it out. Plenty of time. Goes back to the far side to the Peters over his head. Oh, but a flag comes in. This is going to go against Nick Miscavige, the cornerback, who hit Peters, but the ball was well overthrown out of bounds.
In the college, we'd say it's uncatchable, but in high school, you'll see it right here on the replay. Coming in, great job by the camera crew. Right in there, there's a little contact, and that's what they're going to call. But again, it's not a spot foul like it is in the NFL.
But it's not an automatic first down, is it?
No.
Okay, so we've had 3 straight penalties to really slow this last minute and a half down. So this will be second down now. Let's see, about 8?
8.
Yeah,
like
ball up
to
to
the
33.
Ball will be placed at the 33. It will be second and 7.
Second and 7 now. So after all that, Crestwood's going to rush 3, play the pass. Little handoff inside, and they just can't take the Dallas player down. And is that Balesta or Geske? That's Balesta.
That was Balesta in there.
Yeah, he picks up a figure law first down, gain of 10.
Well, now that clock's running, you'll see this on here. This is just that inside zone. Again, 44 took the hit instead of getting down below and giving the hit. He took the hit, and that's why Balesta rolled him over for that first down.
Balesta's a tough player to take down. Wider rush on a 3-man rush, looking downfield over the middle to Armando. Makes a move and goes out of bounds. Figure law first down up to the 28-yard line.
Rocco Armando is doing what he does best, catching the ball yards after the catch, and he's eluding the tackler, gains that extra yardage, and smartly goes out of bounds, saves the timeout. 10 seconds left to go in the half.
24-yard gain for the Mountaineers. Chopiak has a field goal this year, 29 yards. So you figure they need another 10?
Another 10, and
they have timeouts left.
They do, and Coach Manello will probably go for it. For a field goal, I should say.
Crestwood gets the ball after halftime. They need to hold here. 4-man rush. Little quick out, and there's about 11 to Peters. They're inside the Allied Services red zone. It's a figure law first down.
Again,
5 seconds left.
Yep, they're playing a prevent defense, which means they're playing soft. They're keeping everything in front of them, but that's allowing the receiver to catch the ball, get a figure law first down, and get out of bounds.
It's a Pizza Bella timeout on the field, 5 seconds left. So after all that, Dallas has an opportunity. Do you have time for one shot to the end zone?
Absolutely.
Or do you a little quick one?
With Wider, I believe so, and Rocco Armando out there, sure, go for it.
But it's got to be how quick?
It's going to be probably, I would imagine, Coach might go into a flex formation, shotgun, and just go downtown. It's enough for one play with 5 seconds, so we'll see what he does. Like we said, Air Manello now.
be about a 33-yard field goal right now. We said Chopiak has a decent leg. 1 for 1. He made one this year from 29 yards.
Well, this is the chess match that's going to occur between Coach Arcangeli and Coach Manello.
But Crestwood had found something before they committed mental mistakes. They had found something that I think you'll see into the second half.
And they're going to come back to it. It works for them. And they just, again, Coach Arc is going to tell the guys to settle down, play within the whistles, and be smart.
So 5 seconds left. Coach Seachek says, I have one opportunity to put it into the end zone, and then I'm bringing my field goal team out.
Well, we've seen 2 trick plays from the Dallas Mountaineers.
Widger, this may take it down, though, to the end zone, just out of the reach of Pashevsky. That's the clock. Coach Manello says, that's it. I'm taking it into the locker room, up 20-0. Dylan now going to try to catch up to Coach down on the field, so we'll wait for that. And then we'll tell you what's coming up in the Toyota halftime report. Dylan, what does Coach Manello have to say about his team's play in the first half?
Rich, the offense was clicking in that first half. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns to start out. What did you see from your guys?
We're playing well, but that's over. It's 0-0 right now. We missed an opportunity here, and they get the ball when we come out in the second half. So we're going in there, and it's going to be 0-0, and we got to come out and play football. It's a tough football team over there. We're playing right now pretty well, but, it's not over, right? We got a lot of work to do.
You and Ryan obviously go way back. It's your 4th time facing off as head coaches. What's that experience like for you?
I love them to death, but we're out here to win a football game.
Good luck, Coach. Thanks. Bob, Jan, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. Coming up in the Toyota halftime report, we'll go to the Fox 56 news set, see what's coming up on the news at 10 o'clock. Hannah O'Reilly will join us with 2 special guests. And then Jan, Dylan, and I will be back for second half coverage.
Yes, sir.
Here on MyTV WQMY, the Mountaineers over the Comets at the half.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Dixon City Hyundai and Performance Kia.
Welcome back. I'm joined by Chris Fazzini. He is the administrator of Allied's Transitional Rehab Unit. Chris, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, talk to me about what you do on a day-to-day basis.
Well, every day is a little bit different, but I'm working towards planning, organizing, and finding the resources that my staff needs to be able to provide quality care for our residents.
Now, transitional care, talk to me about what exactly that is.
It's a little different than the normal inpatient rehab stay. It's for individuals that are looking for more of a short-term rehab opportunity, and might be in an area for them to utilize after a post-acute operation, an injury, a fall, something along those lines, where their goal is not to go to another facility and stay for a longer period of time, but to get back home. If they're not able to get back home right away, we want to be able to allow them to use our services so they can get them back to their prior level of function.
And now, what would you say is the most rewarding part about working in transitional care?
Getting to know the residents and identify what their goals are. They work so hard to be able to get back to what their home life was like, and to see the smiles on their faces when they're able to do the things that they're previously able to do. It's very rewarding.
And what's the best part about working at Allied Services altogether?
The individuals that I work with, everybody's so passionate about the care that they provide on a day-to-day basis, and I know that they're involved in the community, not only on our unit, but what Allied means to the community in general too.
And if somebody wanted to join the team, are there positions available right now?
Absolutely. A ton of clinical positions, RN, LPN, CNA positions, great sign-on bonuses for those positions as well. And we have great staff retention mechanisms too. So it's a great place to work, and being able to be surrounded by so many like-minded people that are willing to help out the community is really a rewarding thing for me.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining me. And if you would like to join the Allied Services team, you can head to alliedservices.org/careers. We'll be right back.
I'm Bill Conboy. I'm President and CEO of Allied Services Integrated Healthcare System, and we're very pleased for the 3rd year in a row to be a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals. Particularly during these struggles and these difficult times, our thousands of employees believe it's so important to this community to bring Friday night football to families throughout Northeast and Central Pennsylvania. So we look forward to another great season, and again, we're very pleased to be a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals.
On behalf of Allied Services, we present the Dallas School District and Mike Richards, the athletic director, a check for $250, a donation to the school district on behalf of Allied Services and Friday Night Rivals. We'll bring it back into the booth. Bob Ide and alongside Jan Secek. And Jan, Dallas had the ball for 4 possessions in that first half. They scored on 3 of them, and maybe should have scored on the 4th. That's why they lead 20-0.
And Coach Manello came out, just did what he does best in terms of grind the ball out, run power gene, run ISO, and they did a nice job. I really liked it when he slipped the ball to the fullback. Those were huge plays for them.
In the first quarter, Dallas ran 14 plays to Crestwood 8. And that's really the difference in the game. What else have you seen from the Mountaineers?
The Mountaineers, the passing. How great Wydra is in terms of setting his feet and throwing a nice tight spiral. And we picked our Rocco Ormondo, our spotlight player of the game, is doing incredible things out there with the yards after the catch.
Wydra's 8 for 10 on the first half, just over 100 yards. But really his biggest contribution might be that 41-yard touchdown in the second quarter where he just blasted through and came out of nowhere. We'll take a look at that in the highlights. But Crestwood, though, they got their biggest drive came within the 20, then mental mistakes brought them back, then the interception, so things just went away from there.
The mental mistakes, they're beating themselves right now. They had a great drive, Bob, like you were saying. They were going back between Shudra and Schultz. The 2 S's back there, the super guys back there doing the Wildcat formation. They were doing a nice job blocking for each other, and then the mental mistakes. And it just snowballed from there.
Well, let's take a look at some first half highlights, and a lot of Dallas you'll see in these highlights. Wydra, again, having a nice game. Find his favorite receiver, Armando. This is some positive yardage and great yaks out.
And again, he just gets the ball out there so quick. Another nice job, another catch, pitch and catch right there. And that's what I was talking about with that fullback, Balestra. Look at him go. Nice job getting in there, getting the Mountaineers down there into the red zone. And then, again, give him the ball, feed him the rock. He worked it for it, give him the touchdown. Now, Crestwood starts getting stuff together. Schultz going to the outside, gaining positive yardage. We come back, Wydra. Watch this pass right in there. Again, Rocco Armando, we keep calling his name. Look how quick Wydra gets it out. Again, Rocco Armando. Again, they run that inside ISO again. Balestra does a nice job. Again, right in here, we are now, okay, now the Comets are starting to come back. They're starting to play some football. They're starting to get some positive yardage. Again, Noah Schultz doing a nice job. The offensive line getting it done. Come back in here. Trying to make things happen. And he did a nice job avoiding what was a potential loss to gain 3 yards on that play. And here, right here, Wydra, on a quarterback sneak, 3rd and 1, boom. It was 4th and 1, excuse me. And he does a nice job. Watch this, whoop. And he pushes them out of the way, gets into the end zone.
So 20-0 is the score. And before we head back to the third quarter, let's go to Hannah O'Reilly now with another special guest from our friends with Misericordia University.
Today I am joined by Glenn Bazinski. He is the Vice President of Enrollment here at Misericordia University. Glenn, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, good morning, Hannah. Thanks for coming out and visiting our beautiful campus.
Now, this building behind us, this is a beautiful building. We have to talk about it. Tell me what this is.
Brand new, newly opened Henry Science Center, which is a 3-story facility that encompasses all our science facilities. We've got beautiful, brand new state-of-the-art labs, houses not only our biology, chemistry, and biochemistry majors, those studying perhaps to go to med school or PA school, etc., but also serves our large nursing and physical therapy and occupational therapy programs as an example. It's really a building for everybody, even though it's science focused.
And now there's always something going on Misericordia's campus. Is there anything coming up for students that maybe are thinking about enrolling?
Absolutely. We have a bunch of opportunities. The most soon upcoming will be our last Fall Foliage Sunday. Anytime between noon and 4 this Sunday, the 17th, students can stop in, visit, meet with our admissions admission staff and get a tour, check out the beautiful fall foliage that's all over our campus. Following that, on October 30th, Saturday, we will have a full open house, our last fall open house for prospective students, be they high school seniors or even juniors, or perhaps transfer students. A full day of information, meeting with faculty, talking to our students, getting a sense of what campus is all about, full tours, athletics, the whole deal.
And now I heard there is a new incentive for students who are thinking about enrolling. Can you talk more about that?
It is. This January only, for students who are going to start in January 22. We've rolled out some incentives to really help folks who have perhaps thinking about changing career or starting back in school or just needing some financial help to do so. We call it the 25 for 22. Any student who starts at Misericordia as a part-time student, whether they be at the graduate level in one of our graduate programs in teacher education, nursing, Masters of Business Administration, or undergraduate accelerated degree students, they will get 25% off any credits they take this one semester, the spring of 22 semester. There's a parallel for full-time students as well. If a new student starts as a full-time transfer student or as even an incoming first-year student, they'll get $5,000 one-time scholarship for January of 22. So a little something for everybody.
Yeah, well, Glenn, it sounds like there's, no reason why you wouldn't want to apply to Misericordia University.
We would love students to do so. You can check us out, find out more at misericordia.edu. You can find out about our academic programs, our extracurriculars, even our new academic program in environmental studies, which of course will be housed partially in this building as well.
Glenn, thank you so much for joining me today. And if you would like to find out more about Misericordia, you can head to misericordia.edu.
Thank you, Hannah. We appreciate everything Misericordia University does for MyTV and WQMY. Crestwood will receive the second half kick, Jan. We talked about it with Scranton and Hazleton last week, this important possession to begin the third quarter.
If they come out doing their Wildcat defense with the Supermen back there, the two S's, and they just sustain that drive. Again, we saw they were getting nice chunks of yardage. They get a first down, continue the drive, run the clock out. They're going to get into the end zone. We know that, and we've said in the first half that this team has been down this road before, unfortunately, but they fight back. And I would have to say at this time, we are going to see some explosive offensive plays coming from the Comets.
So the kick from Chopiak goes to Schultz, and Schultz puts his head down up to the 27-yard line. So the Crestwood Comets come out. They have 98 yards on the ground and 28 through the air for 126. That's the difference. Dallas is well balanced, 230 yards, pretty much split down the middle between running and passing. Balesta, number 2 for Dallas, we'll see on offense, 102 yards so far tonight. So a big possession now for Crestwood. They didn't have a good game against Berwick, and they lost that one. In that game, Crestwood only got 85 yards running and 46 through the air. So far, they're on that pace tonight here in Dallas. Schultz ridden, hit by, I believe, Delgadio. And Delgadio, a senior, playing with a lot of intensity. Didn't even think he'd be back on the field.
We didn't think so. 5'8", 185 pounds. Watch how he hits the hammer on this one. He just comes off the block and then just lays it right in there. Nice job. And number 33, Ryan Kuba in there doing a nice job there, the junior linebacker.
Roll out from Swank, no one open. Down into double coverage, and it goes incomplete. Good defense back there by Peters.
And that was Robert Knight. He was trying to go to his junior receiver.
Goes incomplete, so 3rd and long now for Crestwood.
Now, it's interesting. Jay Swank, watch his throwing motion. It's kind of like a little bit like, almost like that javelin, like where he's coming out away from his body as opposed to being high and tight.
You surprised they didn't come out with the Wildcat set?
I really am. I thought, because that was working for him, but again, that's why I'm up here.
They'll Swank into the shotgun. Here comes the blitzer up the middle. They get it in a screen,
And
but
Delgadio.
read by Delgadio again. A loss of 3, and Dallas holds on the first possession, and the defense is starting to take over.
Watch the pursuit that Delgadio. He comes on the fire. They do an X stunt. That means the tackle's going one way, the linebacker's coming in. He sees it, turns around, retraces his steps, and drops him for a 3-yard loss.
Armando Pacheski back to receive the punt from Shudak, who does have a good leg. Nice high kick. Not deep. Takes a positive roll on this turf, and it will go down and be down by the Comets at the 34. And Dylan, you had a chance to talk to the Crestwood Comet coach. What did he have to say about his team into the second half?
Well, guys, I'm talking to Ryan Arcangeli. You can imagine down 20-0 on the road in a rivalry game. The halftime conversation's not going to be the most pleasant, but he said, look, we're getting crushed with penalties. We're getting crushed up front. The one positive takeaway was that they got to stop at the end of the first half. The second positive was they get the ball to start the second half, but as you just saw here, an easy 3-and-out for Dallas. So Crestwood's got to find something quick, or this game's going to be over pretty soon, guys.
And right now, Coach, it's going to be on the defense. They need to stop this offense.
And again, that means the defensive line has to start taking control. They've got to start taking care of the gaps and start pushing, reestablishing that line of scrimmage.
Into Balesta. He has a gap, and he gaps Crestwood for 9.
And what I was talking about right there, you'll see John Jones, number 72 for the Comets. He stands up, and he's getting pushed down the line of scrimmage right there. You see right there, and he got pushed right into his linebacker, number 32, Cole Kakalakchek.
Not the way Crestwood wanted to begin this second half, but Dallas picks up where they left off. Balesta now near 110 tonight. And exactly what Coach Manello wants, a little bit of balance and run the clock. Play action. Long, Wydra. Caught. Armando took it out of the Crestwood player's hands, and he's downfield for a figure law first down. And the coaches down there for Crestwood said he was out of bounds.
Well, we'll see. That's, I mean, as coaches, we can call anything we want, but the official's the one that has to make that call. So let's see.
He stepped out.
Yep, he did step out.
He stepped out and came back in. You can't do that.
That's a good call.
So a break for the Comets on this second down and short play will back Dallas up. Jay Rowan, our referee tonight, will back up Dallas, but a great catch by Armando, nonetheless, but
wow, and
just stepped out of bounds.
And it was great coverage, though. That's what I mean. It was just within a half a stride. He had his defensive back, had his hand on the hip, and that was just perfect placed. And Rocco Armando, again, I keep saying that young man's name. He's having a great night tonight.
Now, he is one of the few seniors on this Mountaineer team that starts.
And he was part of that championship team that they had 2 years ago.
Wydra's the other senior, but boy, they have a name reminiscent of Dallas quarterbacks. Zepatiki is the backup, and we know about his brother, and he will be the quarterback next year. He's just a freshman, number 9. Second down and long now. Back to Balesta. Couple opportunities there for Miscavige. He couldn't take him down, but a gain of about 7.
Now, the defensive line does a nice job stoning the offensive line at the line of scrimmage, but what's Balesta do? He sees it and bounces out.
Third and 9.
So a big chance now for the Comets to get off the field on third down, 3rd and 9. Do you blitz here? Are you putting pressure on Wydra? How are you going to get this stopped?
Tight, I think just tighter coverage in the secondary right now. They've been playing it kind of soft. Let's roll them up, try to play a little bit more man on them. Right now, we know Noah Scholes can move. We've seen number 10 out here at the corner. He does a nice job for him. That's Brendan Dennis.
Wydra's flushed. He can run. Here's the rush. He's going to take it down. Makes a big move. Has a Keystone College first down up near midfield, gain of 14. What a move from the number 5.
We know he's an elusive runner. He does a nice job. But again, I was saying about the secondary coverage, they did a real nice job covering all the receivers. And Widger put it into his feet, not his own hands. And you'll see.
Coming right at you, Coach.
Coming right at us. He's still looking downfield, still looking, and he, at the last minute, tucks it and goes. And again, it's the effort sometimes of these young men out there. You know, you see a kid that lays out, they've got to get right back up and they got to pursue to the ball.
Cole Kakla-Jack over pursued that one, and it's a Keystone College first down. Here comes the blitz. They give it right up the gap. And carrying players is Balesta for a Keystone College first down, about 16 yards.
Inside with that fullback trap in there, you'll see it again. This is what I love. They're being so diversified right in there. And again, nothing special. The center's going to the right, the guard's pulling to the left, and it forms it right up inside with that 4-4 defense, and both linebackers are just splitting them.
Last week, Balesta, again, 22 carries, 149 yards, and a touchdown. He's nearing that mark already tonight into the third quarter. This time, Crestwood does a nice read, takes down Geske for a loss on the play.
Cole Kakla-Jack does a nice job on the blitz from that B gap to drop him down for a 1-yard loss. Here you go, right here. You'll see him coming up right up at the top of your screen. Nice job, nice wrap, and then we had support by number 44, Lincoln Bibla in there too. I mean, nice job for Crestwood. They've got to maintain this. Let's get a stop on defense so our offense can get to work.
7 men on the line. Widger has room to throw and pass, and he elects to toss it. Maybe he could have taken that down up and tried to hit Pajewski, who's shaken up a little bit. Had a lot of room if he had just tucked it in.
Again, it rolls out again in there. Nice job. Watch the chip block 37 right there. He's got actually 2 options right in there. He had Balesta as the medium receiver, and he was going long to Pajewski on that. Again, he lays out. What I like is the effort these kids are doing. They're laying out for the ball. You know, if some receivers that we see on Sundays, you know, if it's not to them, they're not going to go for it. And that's what I really love about high school football. These kids are trying to prove themselves each and every time.
3rd and long. This is a playoff-type game for both teams. They need wins. Dallas wants to get a home playoff game. Balesta just torching the secondary. A Keystone College first down, 15 more for Parker Balesta.
Here you go, another replay up inside now. That's going to be a little bit of that inside zone trap that they're running in there. It wasn't really that fullback trap because they were in that gun formation. And Balesta, who was over 100 yards to start the half, is probably well on his way now. That's 10, 20. He's in mid-150 range just roughly right now.
Again, an opportunity for Crestwood to get off the field on 3rd down. They couldn't make the play. Inside again to Balesta. Has a nice room and is carrying the pile. Inside the Allied Services red zone to the 15.
Well, right now, Crestwood's defense are playing their 4-4, and they're creeping 3 of the 4 linebackers up. And you see right there, number 58, that is Dan Sobolski, the sophomore, got to the linebacker, and that's why they got 7 yards on that.
You mentioned the lack of size from Dallas to begin the game. You wouldn't know that the way this game has played out.
But
great technique.
Their speed has really come into play as offensive linemen right now. And again, it's going to be scary if they get bigger and stronger, and they're going to get faster.
They tried to Geske on the fullback trap. He's going to be just short of the first down.
37, Dylan Geske, the ball carrier.
Geske does a nice job in there. Again, you'll see number 58, Sobolski in here pulling, just quick up on the inside. And that's just tough mountaineer running right there.
Zach Snyder, the 250-pound senior on the bottom of that. 3rd and 2. Now for Dallas. Couple of options here. You can throw it, and then you come back on 4th down, or you're gonna give it to your bread and butter tonight.
Well, and 3rd option, Chopiak for field goal.
Balesta cuts it outside and rides out of bounds. Late tackle, no flag. No harm, no foul. Keystone College first down inside the Allied Services red zone. First and goal, Dallas from the 8.
Ethan Stoltz comes up from his cornerback spot right here. He'll enter your view in a second. Right there, just lays it out there. And the nice thing is he helps him up after that.
So another long possession for Dallas. Knocking on the door again to extend this lead. And Crestwood just has nothing in the tank to give to stop this Dallas Mountaineer offense. Bibla shoots in. That's a loss. Past the 10. Call it the 10-yard line. Coach Manello calling the plays. A little bit different than what your days when the Kings, right?
It was power G left, power G right. We're going to grind it out, boys. That's what Coach Manello would be telling us. He'd throw an occasional pass in there too, but I've never seen this many passes from Dallas.
Little handoff to Balesta up to the 6. Brings up 3rd and goal.
Parker Balesta, the ball carrier, brought down by number 6, Noah Schultz, number 68.
Parker Balesta, he's getting his work tonight. You know, nice little jump cut there. Gets to the outside, gains yardage, and he's feeling pretty tired. But you know what? When you're winning, you don't feel anything other than good.
That's right. Yeah, maybe a breather on defense. No, Coach, I'm not coming out. Crestwood just going to try to shoot the gaps. Fumble, but I think we had offsides. I think Crestwood moved, and that may have caused the fumble. Let's see. Yep. Side judge is saying offsides against.
Ball foul. Offsides against the Comets. Penalty will be half the distance to the goal line.
Here we go. You'll just see them jump right there.
Take a 3rd and goal from the 3.
And the quarterback wasn't expecting the snap at that point. The center reacted to the movement. Half the distance, and Bob, we said earlier, they shoot themselves in the foot at times. And again, they're a young team also. Crestwood has a lot of young kids out there.
Balesta just powers his way in for another touchdown. It's another U.S. Army touchdown for Dallas. Parker Balesta once again does the honors, and it extends the Mountaineer lead 26 and with the PAT 27.
Here's the replay right now. Again, they actually ran the same play. Now this time they had number 54, Aiden Fennell, start the pull, but he got caught up because the center got pushed back.
Chopiak on for the extra point one more time. It is up and it is through. 13 plays, 66 yards, and Dallas is out now to a 27-0 lead. We are back. Dallas with another long drive. They extend their lead now, 27-0. Couple big 3rd down plays in that drive, Coach, and you know, Dallas wants that momentum going into the district playoffs as well as the 2 seed. Well, just holding off North Pocono.
And again, we've seen how explosive North Pocono has been and how well they have been playing. And Dallas wants to get that home field advantage and get a higher seed to play one of the lower seeds.
Schultz gets hit at the 17-yard line. So a big hole now for the Comets, who said coming into this matchup, this is a playoff game for them. They wanted to show that they were back, and really they have not shown up tonight.
They haven't, and Coach Ark, he has struggled all season. His expectations, as every coach is at preseason, at the media days, is to be really, hey, we're contending for district championship, and they just have not been able to find their offense this year.
Great push in there on the defense from Dallas. Matt Jesse, a senior, shoots in. Loss on the play of 3.
And watch the patience that the guys in blue jerseys here, the Mountaineers, possess. They're playing disciplined football. They're playing assignment defense, and that's why the offense of Crestwood is having a hard time moving the ball.
Coach talked about leadership for Crestwood this year. They couldn't find the leadership. They thought they found something in Schultz at fullback, but they returned most of their front line. So it's kind of surprising. You look at them, Crestwood, you're like 2-5, defending district champs. Can you pinpoint what happened?
Well, when you don't have leadership on the field, and they're always relying on the coaches to be that motivated factor, it's not how it should be. It should be coming from these kids. They should be feeding the coaches. The coaches should be guiding them, and it just takes a lot out of the staff. And again, the kids have to take more onus. So again, nice run right here.
Chase Pugh.
Yeah.
Keystone College first down, gain of 11. He's a senior, came in with 29 carries on the year. Schultz now the quarterback. Shoots through the gap, gets tripped up, gain of 8.
No, Schultz the ball carrier. Tripped up by number 85, Nick Farrell.
Well, like you were saying, Bob, he is just a smooth runner. He glides in there, and being 6'1", that's 2 yards every time he falls down. Coach Arcangeli, Coach Gutney right there, you know, they know they're just trying to get these kids, let's start playing football Crestwood Comet way.
Pugh took this one on the Wildcat, Keystone College first down, gain of 5. So the Wildcat has worked tonight for Crestwood.
It really has, and that's why I was surprised. Here it is right here, a good example of it. And again, we were talking about how now Noah Schultz has to be a blocker, does a nice job for number 24 in there, Chase Pugh.
Down 27, you got to get in and out of the huddle quick.
You do.
They're not going to throw the ball. I mean, let's just be honest, right?
They're not. Noah's 7 for 43 this year.
I mean, they might throw once in a while just to fake him out, but for the most part, this is not a throwing Crestwood team as he goes up for about 3, but running the ball is just going to keep the clock moving, and that gives the favor to Dallas.
Absolutely. The time of possession is, it's been in Dallas's favor
all night.
And right now, Crestwood, like I said, they're going with the Wildcat now. The adjustments that Dallas is going to make, they're probably going to bring their 4-4, bring it in tighter, and then they know they're not really going to be passing the ball. And their safety is playing a good 10, 11 yards deep right now, so he's not going to get burnt deep.
Bad snap. Pugh is going to chase that down. Loss of almost 18 on that. Again, mental mistakes from this young team.
Yeah, junior center in there, you know, Chris Smolinek. Again, it's just tough to overcome that when you keep doing these mental things, breaking down. Now we have 3rd and 22. I'm sorry, 24.
Pittston area next week
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
for Crestwood, and then Valley West after that. It's a deep hole for the Comets. Dallas, though, looking for win number 5. Well on their way as we head to quarter number 4 in the back mountain. We're back on a beautiful night for high school football in the back mountain. Dallas beating Crestwood 27-0. Trying to hold on to that 2nd place in District 2 4A standings. Crestwood just hanging on by a thread to make the playoffs. But again, if we look at the standings later, you see that Tunkhannock's losing, and all the teams that they're chasing, Crestwood, they're all losing. So lucky for them. Swank over the middle, almost picked off again. High, trying to hit Hilp on a pattern over the middle, goes incomplete.
Get your feet set. His feet are, yep, he steps into the throw. Just overthrew that ball. again, Swank's only a sophomore and really hasn't had that much experience at the quarterback spot this year. He's gaining it, and it's tough sometimes with the growing pains when you have that many young kids playing.
So 4th down. Will force the punt for Crestwood. That's Shudak. He handles the high snap, another high kick, and a fair catch by Pachewski, who said, I could have taken that one.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Keystone College. Your career starts here with over 40 degree options, the lowest tuition, and a giant education. Register for on-campus open house on Saturday, October 23rd.
Next week, we head back to the Lackawanna Football Conference as we have Lackawanna Trail leading the District 2 2A standings, taking on Mid-Valley, who is in position to get a AAA district playoff spot. Both teams tonight going in opposite directions, kind of, right?
Well, Trail's up 21-7 over Dunmore. And I'm looking, scrolling.
And Mid-Valley is losing to Lakeland 21-7 as Geske bounces out. He gets to the corner. He's going to go the distance. 62-yard jaunt for number 37, Dylan Geske, for his first touchdown of his career.
Of his freshman. As a freshman, he just scampered in there a good 62 yards. He broke that to the outside, inside. Look at that. He goes inside, bounces to the outside. Look at the ball security. He pushes it to the outside arm, and all he saw was end zone right there.
So Chopiak in for another extra point, make it 34. And pretty much put this one into the books. Kick is up and through. And it's good. 11:33 left in this one, and we'll be right back on My TV. Happy crowd here in Mountaineers Stadium on a beautiful night. The rain has held off. Temperatures, I'd say, in the 60s. You know, you couldn't ask for a better night, and especially if you're a Mountaineer fan.
What a great night. I mean, for the Mountaineers. Not so good for the Comets tonight. And the growing pains that the Comets have been going through all year really have shown what their struggles have been.
Nice kick by Chopiak. And now Dylan with some happy cheerleaders for Dr. Todd Smile Cam. Dylan.
All right, Bob, Jan, time for another Dr. Todd Smile Cam. We're with the Dallas High School cheerleaders. I'm with senior captain Leah. Leah, how's it going tonight? The guys are up 34-0. You guys are crushing it. They're crushing it. How's it going?
It's so good. I love the energy. Everyone's like spiriting. My team's doing such a great job. I'm so proud. Yeah.
And another cool thing about Leah is that she's a senior captain and she's hoping to be cheering somewhere next year in college. What are you looking forward to next year?
I'm just looking forward to showing my skills, being able to be on a team like this. It's such a family. Like, I just want to have another like family type bond. I'm just like not ready to give it up, so like I want to continue it, and yeah.
Awesome, awesome, great job. Now the best part of the night, Dr. Todd Smile Cam. Let's see it, ladies. A lot of spirit here.
And a lot of pink in the stands tonight on the field. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. So both cheerleading squads, Crestwood and Dallas, wearing their pink, as well as you'll see some pink on some of these players. And Schultz breaks one out, and he's gliding down. Jesse can't catch him, and it's a U.S. Army touchdown for Crestwood. They get on the board. 77-yard jaunt for Noah Schultz.
Nice job, and you saw the stride that Schultz has. I would love to, I'm curious to know if he is a track person, because watch his stride. Does a nice job in here, opens those long legs up at 6'1", and again, he got back there and he got in there for the Comets to get on the scoreboard.
10:32 left in this one. A quick hitter, Noah Schultz, and we've been looking for that all night long, and finally he did break one to get a U.S. Army touchdown, and we have an offsides penalty on Dallas on the PAT as Ethan Shudak, the senior.
A little bit too excited right there.
He go for two?
Well, Crestwood has been known to come back, so it'll be interesting.
They'll go for the one right now. Once they can figure out where to place the ball, half the distance to the goal. No flags, kick is up, and put 7 on the board for the Comets. They still trail Dallas by 27. And a lot of big games tonight. We talked about the District 2 4A standings. 3A just as tight. Wyoming area had their game postponed, canceled against Hanover due to COVID, and the Hanover Prep is taking on Tunkhannock tonight.
It was 32-21.
Prep winning. Lakeland is beating Mid-Valley.
Yes.
So Mid-Valley's next week against Lackawanna Trails not going to be easy.
No.
They need to keep winning because they want that 4th spot. Western Wayne, Lehman was losing tonight.
And Western Wayne was up, I believe.
Was winning. So again, 8 will go to the playoffs in 3A and 4A in the District 2 playoffs coming up in about 3 weeks.
Western Wayne 20-6 over
West Scranton.
West Scranton at the moment.
So they'll go to 4-4. Lehman will drop. I don't think Mid-Valley, I think Mid-Valley pretty much has clinched that 4th spot. I mean, really something would have to really go bad for Mid-Valley to lose their next 3. Western Wayne would have to win their next 3, and they could maybe, have the same record.
Exactly.
And then see where the points lie.
Well, it's a PowerPoint. It comes into play then when they beat a bigger school.
Yeah.
Nice kick.
Shudak has a great leg. I mean, he should pursue that in college because it's not often you get a kid to kick it to the end zone.
Not just to the that was 5 yards deep in there.
Yeah.
So again, we're seeing some sparks from the Comets, no pun intended, and if they can pull it together, that leadership thing that Coach Arcangeli was talking about, it's got to be generated from within. You can model that as the coaches to get that going. Right now, Coach Manel is talking to Wadges, let's go, let's just keep playing, not do anything crazy, and let's just grind this out.
Of course, Valley View is number 1 in our Friday Night Rivals top 10. They're winning easily tonight. Adam Hawanitz is out. Many think that's going to close the gap a little bit. I'm not too sure on that. Valley View still has a big line, and they have a lot of talent up there. I think the sleeper team, I think, is North Pocono.
I'll tell you, Coach Dolan, when we saw them against Tunkhannock, they lit Tunkhannock up that night. And they had so many weapons, passing and running. Their defense really played well that night. So, I mean, here we go. Here's the replay on that. ISO play right in there to number 37.
Geske.
Yep, Geske, the young freshman that just scored. Let's feed him. His helmet came off, and we know that means he has to come out.
So, you look at the standings, and you're like, well, 2 losses for Dallas, 1 loss for North Pocono. Why is it North Pocono ahead? Because Dallas just plays some bigger schools.
They beat Williamsport, a 6A school.
Yeah, and they beat the teams, and those teams have better records.
Correct.
So North Pocono's in the Lackawanna Football Conference Division 1 with Scranton, who's losing, with Delaware Valley, who has a good record. Abington is only won 1 game, so you don't get those points even though they're bigger schools. So right now, Dallas is going to hold on. But Dallas's schedule coming up, Coach, is not easy.
No,
they have Berwick next week, and then they go to Tunkhannock. And Berwick, we saw, is right with them in the standings,
and
on a roll.
Berwick's winning at this point.
Berwick is winning tonight. Tunkhannock is losing. But they're not going to be easy games.
No, and there is a rivalry, believe it or not, with Tunkhannock. They felt last year, I know the Tigers felt last year that when COVID hit, we didn't know that because we were supposed to do that game, and it was canceled at the last minute. So Tigers have a little chip on their shoulder for Dallas, so it's going to be interesting.
See, the opening loss to Valley View, two different teams now if they ever did meet in the playoffs. Well, Dallas is going to run the ball, and they're up for a Keystone College first down past the 31-yard line with 8:55 and counting here in this one.
Our number 2 team, Southern Columbia, taking care of Hughesville, 41-0 at the moment. North Schuylkill, 47-0 over Salisbury.
Yeah, top 10, maybe we can take a look at the top 10 in a little while. I think only one team is losing tonight in the top 10, and that would be Pottsville, who is playing undefeated Northwestern Lehigh in a Colonial Schuylkill matchup.
And that's a talk about a crossover rivalry game. When Northern Lehigh comes in,
Northwestern Lehigh.
Oh, Northwest Lehigh, excuse me.
Yeah. Geske to the outside. A ball comes out. And Crestwood recovers. Crestwood falls on the fumble at their Mountaineer 30-yard line. Actually, 31-yard line.
31-yard line.
Crestwood's
Yes,
going to take over.
Now watch the hit that occurs here. Geske's got the ball in the correct hand. And watch where the helmet. You teach kids you want to get your nose to where the point of the ball is. And that was textbook right there. And it landed right on there. Ethan Stoltz does a nice job there for the Comets. Forces the turnover, gets the turnover, and the Comets now are in 32-yard line in good position.
Some substitutions now, some real clean jerseys coming in for Dallas. A little late to the party, and Coach Manello's going to have to call a timeout because of that. He's getting some younger players, they say younger than the young ones. It's a Pizza Bella timeout, by the way. How about the Pizza Bella schedule for Crestwood?
Well, the Comets, we're going to see this in a second. The Comets, Coach Arcangeli, I feel your pain right now. Now they have Pittston area, and then they end with Wyoming Valley West.
Yeah, they're not easy. They have to go to Pittston area. The Patriots lost to Dallas last week. Valley West is losing to Williamsport, I think, tonight.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
I mean, Valley West has that big running back.
Yeah.
Boy, and he's been just pounding people and keeping them in games.
So Crestwood needs to pick up 2 more wins, I think, to solidify at least getting into the playoffs. And as Coach Arcangeli said to me, he says, we're going to be tough out in the playoffs. Well, they need to play better than they did tonight to do that, as Pugh gets rocked for a loss on the play back to the 34.
Well, the Mountaineers are swarming to the ball right now, and it makes it a little bit easier when you're going into an I formation that you can do that. I'm wondering if Coach is going to. No, he still has Swank out there.
Swank back, ran into his own player, goes deep, he's wide open, and it's a U.S. Army touchdown for number 10, Brendan Dennis, his first touchdown on the year, and another touchdown for the Crestwood Comets.
We said earlier, Bob, that the Comets, unfortunately, have been down, but they keep fighting, and right now they take a turnover and turn it into points, and that's a huge confidence builder for Swank.
34-yard strike, beat Jesse on the play. Shudak now with the PAT. Strong leg is up and through, and it's 34-14 now. Back to a 20-point lead. Just 3 scores with 7:38. Let's look at it again.
You'll see that there's a little miscommunication. He bumps into his tailback right there. Get out of the way. Sell that play action a little bit. Fullback goes right, tailback goes left to pick up any outside coverage, leakage coming in. He's just got to fire that out.
Yeah, senior Matt Jesse kind of lost where Dennis was. And I know Coach Manello, oh, I wouldn't want to be in that film room. Oh, it is raining now.
It just started to rain.
We talked, I mentioned it and then
You
it
did,
rained.
yeah. Maybe it's your second calling. I'm not sure there, Mr. Hyde. Weatherman.
Rain gear going on the cameras here for our crews, doing an excellent job. Onside kick in the rain, and it's covered
by number 28.
Yep, Karkutsky. Good job and good hands by him. And the one is gone out here at the scoreboard, so it's 34-4 on the scoreboard, but it's really 34-14 as you can see on our scoreboard. And a light rain shower has started up. Don't see many umbrellas or anything. Everyone kind of just hanging out. Maybe it just cools things down here at Mountaineer Stadium.
In the light, it just looks like a very, very light mist.
So Wydra's still in at the QB. And he's going to give it to Balesta. Coach Manello said, I've seen enough. I'm giving it to my main man. And he's rumbling and mumbling and pushing people out of the way. And he's all the way inside the Allied Services red zone down to the the 17-yard line.
Parker Balesta, what a nice job with that inside ice. Cuts to the outside, eludes one tackle, two tackles. And he sees that all of a sudden there's white jerseys, gives a little juke move. Get out of my way, I need to get more yardage. And I think he's, well, probably 200 yards tonight. What a great evening for that young man.
Career night for the junior. Near the 200-yard mark, 37 more on that one. Coach Manello says, I'm bringing the starters in.
We got to keep them going, and we got to get them ready for playoffs.
Geske, the freshman, inside. He holds on to the ball, I think. Yep, he does. No gain on the play. No, minimal gain, make it 2. Sorry.
Our end zone camera looks a little misty out there.
Alex Gross got his gear on. Jack Maloney on the other side. His gear's going on. Michael Balesta upstairs. Corey Wilson and John Gumble, our camera people tonight. Quickly getting the camera gear on.
And again, getting those lenses nice and clean for us.
So from the Allied Services red zone, Dallas really trying to put this away. Geske, a nice hole. Shoots through. Going to be close to the line to gain. Let's see where they mark it.
Ethan Shudak does a nice job with that wrap, tackle and wrap on that.
Yard short, Jan.
And you're going to see coming in here, right there, was a missed tackle by number 99 on that. And that's the kind of stuff that Crestwood has done to themselves all night. We got 3rd and 1 coming up, Robert. And I like Coach Mellish, he's just taking his time. He's letting it get down to single digits before they snap the ball.
Good gap. Some hard running. It's a Keystone College first down. And that was Fife, the sophomore. And it's 1st and goal at the 2-yard line for the Mountaineers.
There's Geske in there.
Oh, Geske.
Running. Yeah,
okay.
That was Fife lead blocking for him, doing a nice job opening it up to get that 1st and goal in there inside the red zone.
Jackson Wydra waiting for the clock to roll. Should have been a 40-second clock, and now they 25. I think that's what they're going to say, right?
I believe so. And Coach Mel, something was aggravating him on that. I'm not sure if it was one of the players was supposed to be. I'm not sure. So we'll have to wait and see.
There's a clock adjustment now. Looking up towards, not us, not us.
Well, and this.
Because what he wants to do is the clock's going to roll and he's going to take it down to 2 seconds.
Right.
And they're trying to get time off the clock. That is Dallas. First and goal from the 2. So it'll be a 25-second clock, and now they both roll at the same time. And you see Jackson Wydra looking over towards coach. Oh, hit. Geski's hit hard.
By number 22, Ethan Stoltz coming in from his free safety position on that.
And number 12, Magnus Bibla.
You'll see that right in there. Takes that on, but again, number 39.
Second and goal from the 2.
Took on that fullback and got driven back, but again, at the line of scrimmage, created that so that Stoltz could come in there and make that nice tackle.
Under 5 to play here in Dallas. Mountaineers were comfortably ahead 34-0 before Crestwood put 2 quick scores on the board. So the freshman is in. Yes, it's a U.S. Army touchdown, his second of the night for Dylan Geske. The cannon goes off, and Dallas increases the lead now.
And this is how Coach Manello instills confidence in these young men. He had that fumble before that resulted in a touchdown for Crestwood. And what's he do? He feeds them the ball, feeds them the rock, gives them that confidence, and rewards them with the touchdown in there.
Flags on the field. Dead ball foul, offsides against the Comets.
Crestwood offsides. Saw that in the first half as well.
Penalty will be declined.
So Parker Molesta over the 200-yard mark. Jackson Wydra having another feature night at quarterback through the air. And the kick for the PAT is up and through. That makes it 41-14. 4:18 remaining in this game for Dallas. 2A standings next week, Trail and Mid-Valley in Troop. We haven't been there in some years, maybe 5 or 6 years into Troop. So Trail winning.
They were winning, yes they were.
Winning big over Dunmore.
They might crack our top 10.
They make very good, Jan. They may crack our top 10 with Pottsville losing. They'll move to 6-1 on the year, and you know they're going to face a good Mid-Valley team.
They are. Mid-Valley coach has done a great job bringing that program back, and
they have a feature back, Dylan Ayala, who's very much
really
a good running back, and you know, and Mid-Valley's going to need to win. They're going to need more points. They want to hold on to that 4th position in the District 2 3A standings. So we'll see Steve Jervis next week and Stan Yanoski, the coach of Mid-Valley. Our crew will be up in Troop next Friday night for Friday Night Rivals. Trying to put this one into the books first.
That'll be my first time at Mid-Valley.
Onside, little squib kick. And Crestwood covers at the 47-yard line.
The mist is subsided up here in the back mountain, so it's the field's a little slick.
My phone's not updating, trying to get that Mid-Valley score with Lakeland. So the starter's still out there, looks like even for the Comets.
I have 27-7 Lakeland over Mid-Valley.
Okay. Chase Pugh is the running back. Shudak was leading. It was a yard gain. And coming up on the 4-minute and counting here. So here is our schedule. Winding down the regular season, looking forward to next week, and as well as Scranton Prep against Valley View. It should be a top 10 matchup. If everything plays out, it will be for the division championship, as then both teams will go their separate ways. And then it's the playoffs for us, Friday, November 2nd, in Friday Night Rivals. Always a quick season. And it's even tougher this year because the weather. It's just not October weather yet. I think that will change soon.
That was a real nice run, but boy, did he lower the boom. Number 24 for Dallas does a nice job coming up from his free safety. That's Joe Peters. Look at this. They do a nice job with the outside ice. Watch this hit. Boom! Right in there. Takes his legs right out from him with assistance from number 34.
Alan Angon, number 33, took that hit. Swank gonna just keep it. Up for a Keystone College first down. Gain of about 14-yard lines inside Dallas territory. Clock will stop at 2:41 remaining, 2:39, excuse me. Dallas gonna improve to 5-2 on the year, while Crestwood will go to 2-6. Dallas did lose that game. I can say lose, they didn't lose it.
Right.
It was postponed against Lake Lehman, which, you know, for if you're back here in the back mountain, that's a big game.
The brown shoe.
Brown shoe. And you're not going to get to play it this year. Maybe they can get together on Thanksgiving, play a little flag football or something.
I'm sure it'll get settled at one of the fields. That was a nice little inside handoff to the fullback right there to gain another first down for Crestwood. They give it to him.
Andrew Hischak.
Look at that. Nice job. Offensive line. Now they're starting to play.
It's another Keystone College first down. Clock's going to roll. So Friday Night Rivals Top 10, we'll see that on Tuesday night during the Fox 56 News First and 10. We'll announce it during the day. And pretty much as we said, we have one team losing, and that's Pottsville tonight. They'll drop to 6-2. But Coach thinks he's got a team already in there. Lackawanna Trail. Yeah, I think you might be right.
Lackawanna Trail, the Lions need to get in there. They're going to come roaring in here into playoff season now. So
they absolutely are.
You look at that. All those teams, Coach, that are in there are solid teams.
All ranked in the state as well in their respective classifications. Loss on the play for Crestwood.
That was number 12, Dave Biscontini, the senior, coming in for Dallas and dropping them for a loss.
Yeah, James Barrett, the sophomore, had the ball.
They go with that outside ice. Look how he shrugged out. He shrugged that inside shoulder and then just kept his feet moving right into the tailback.
Allied Services players of the game coming up on the field with Dylan Fearon, and it'll be Parker Bolesta, the running back, over 200 yards rushing, and Jackson Wydra, the quarterback, who led the onslaught of a first half for the Dallas Mountaineers. Great balance tonight for Dallas, and that's something that, you know, they strive to beat.
It was 117 yards and 113 yards?
Yeah, going at halftime.
Yeah, rushing, they went 113 and 117 passing. How you can't get more balance than that.
No, but Dallas didn't really need to throw in the second half, so we haven't seen a lot of Wydra in the second half throwing the ball. So it is going to be mostly rushing yards that will show up in the stats, as it's another Keystone College first down. They'll stop the clock with 13 seconds. They'll roll it after they set it, and that should put one in the book. So another win for the mentor, Rich Manello, over Coach Arcangeli.
And you heard Coach Manello at halftime when Dylan was talking to him. He said Coach Manello was paying a compliment, not lip service. He really means it. He doesn't say things. He doesn't mean saying they're a very good football team. They're big, they're strong, they're physical, and we have to play another half.
Well, this one will eat at Coach Arcangeli. He likes, you know, nothing but respect between them.
Absolutely.
Very similar styles in coaching, very similar concepts. And there you see the hug between the two, and I'm sure they'll talk in the offseason or next week and talk about this game. But two young teams that will be back next year. And Dallas, though, still wants that district championship this year.
They do. And now, right now, they're sitting at the number 2 spot. They're solidifying their home field advantage for the playoffs. So, and Crestwood's going to have to just go back to the drawing board, and Coach Arcangeli will do a great job keeping his kids motivated, doing the right things in the classroom and then out in the football field. And the wins are going to start coming for him if these kids just keep buying in and they keep lifting and doing the right things.
Okay, it will be a tough game next week for Dallas as Berwick comes in here. Not the Berwick team we saw against Southern Columbia this year, but a Berwick team that has found their offense and they're playing well. Then it's on to Tunkhannock. Meantime, it's down to Pittston area for Crestwood. Dillon's on the field with Parker and Jackson. For our Allied Services Players of the Game, we'll present them the FNR plaque as well. And as Dillon gets set up, we'll send it down to Dillon. And big win for this Dallas team, Dillon.
Big win, Bob. Players of the game, Parker and Jackson. Guys, congratulations. Let's first start with the offense. First 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. How are you able to do that so quickly against Crestwood?
They're a good program, you know, district champions last year. I mean, we just ran the ball. I mean, we could run, we could pass, we do it all.
How about the defense tonight? Also some turnovers and kind of increase that lead in the second half a little bit.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, we got some key players on defense, Jake Delgadio, kids out there just making plays.
Both of your coaches have some history together, both being at Kings around the same time. Was that talked about at all to make sure you get a win against Crestwood for your coach?
Nah, it wasn't talked about. It's about how they're a great program.
Absolutely, absolutely, and obviously district champions last year. So you bring this win, a little momentum into Berwick and Tunkhannock. How important was it to win tonight on your home field to get ready for Berwick next week?
Very important. Another home game next week, Berwick. It's going to be a good one. I mean, hoping for the same outcome, but.
Awesome. Well, enjoy the plaque, guys. Congratulations. Good win. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much.
You.
See you guys. Bob, Jan, back to you.
Thank you, Dillon.
Thank you, Dillon. Thank you, Dillon. Thank you, Dillon, and thanks for filling in tonight for Hannah O'Reilly. And next week we'll have another sideline reporter. As we mentioned last week, Hannah has gone on to a career path down in the Lehigh Valley. So big win here. Crestwood, you have to get back at it. What's the focus this week?
He's going to focus on the good things that happened. Now, again, his quarterback was struggling, and then all of a sudden came back and had that real nice touchdown pass. So Jay Swank is going to feel a little bit better about that. They're going to keep building. They know they can run the ball. The offensive line has to just do a crisper job of their assignments on blocking. Defensively, again, they're 4-4. They started to pull their inside linebackers out, and that allowed them to run inside, get gash.
Great job by our crew tonight. Ernie Magoni doing some audio for us. Jeff Nelson on replay. You mentioned the camera people, and Bill Murphy controlling everything as the director. Thank him as well. There's the final score. Next week, Jan and I are up to Troop along with the crew. Lackawanna Trail taking on Mid-Valley in a key Lackawanna Football Conference Division III matchup. That'll be next week's game. The final score here in the Back Mountain. Dallas picks up their 5th win of the year, a big win over Crestwood, 41-14. For Dillon, for Jan, this is Bob saying, so long, everyone, from Dallas.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Dixon City Hyundai and Performance Kia.